can take my Lambo. I'll put on a tight show. You sure you can handle? We be faster than Django.
Take you on a ride. We're gonna burn through the night. When you're so salty, I'll still think about it.
We can take my Lambo. I'll put on a tight show. You sure you can handle? We be faster than Django.
Can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop. Okay.
Gonna take you on a ride. We're gonna burn through the night. When you're so salty,
You sure you can handle? Okay. We can take my Lambo. I'll put on a tight show. You sure you can handle? We be faster than Django. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop.
can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop. Can't stop.
Before we get started, I just gotta say one thing. Welcome back, Mousetrap.
Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't seen you in a while, man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, you're
right.
you're a fixture here. You've been watching the channel for like I'm gonna say like 5 years, maybe 6. Like you were the first viewer to ever gift us something.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's
You
true.
need to, if you ever take another leave of absence like that, you need to let us know when you're going. to
Yeah,
do
we
that.
seriously
Because
thought maybe you like got hurt or worse.
It's true. There's
worry.
multiple discussions about
Yeah, we were like,
Mousetrap
oh
not
god, I
being
hope he like didn't like suddenly get like an accident or something. But no, anyway, you're back. So welcome back. We
Yay.
appreciate you being here. Oh, well, it's Thursday. Yay.
Yeah.
seriously.
somehow
I-
already.
Yeah, dude, this week is just well, I guess they all do now, but
Yeah.
I mean, good lord.
Yep.
Just they go by so fast now.
Mhm.
Whew. So we'll talk about the Hoovie videos in a little bit. I'll let more people arrive, and we're gonna be really cautious how we discuss that one. I don't want to burn any bridges or make anything worse.
Than it already is.
Huh?
Then it
Yeah.
already is.
Yeah, worse than it already is. So like, yeah. So we'll get there. We'll get there. So let's talk about other stuff first. I really want to talk about giving back and helping others because this week we got to do some pretty cool stuff. So
We actually did.
yeah,
Wow, that worked out. There was 2 days in a row.
yeah.
Was it 2
Yeah.
days in a row?
2
it
days in
was
a
2
row.
days in a row.
So
I didn't realize that until just now.
Yeah. So the first, who's the guy in the corner? I would get a video of him shaving off the stash. Talk about you, Adam.
Did you
You
film
must
it,
have
Adam?
missed it last week, right?
I shave in the shower. You guys don't want to. You guys don't want a
Ooh.
video of me shaving.
Mm. No
So
thanks.
we get demonetized on the live as enough as it is. We don't need to.
By
add
the
that.
way, we legit got demonetized again last week.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
it didn't
Joe?
make it. It was like 10 minutes after the video we were demonetized.
What did we say last week?
It was
Thanks to
because of
God.
Pietro and that stupid
Oh.
drawing, which
That's
we're
what
not
he
going to
drew.
discuss.
Gotcha.
He shows up once
I
every
knew it.
month.
As soon as he did that, I was like, damn it.
You gotta admit though, that's good AI.
That is good.
No, yeah, that's.
Right.
I
Because
mean,
that was a shitty drawing. And
It was. It was an absolutely horrible
It's
drawing.
an airplane, right?
Yeah,
It's an
yeah. We're not going to discuss it.
He's an 18
Moving
warthog.
on.
Yeah.
Let's
you,
try
John.
not to get demonetized this week. That's 2 in the last month that we got demonetized.
Well, we got Tyler as a moderator as well, so more
Right?
ones on
Yes. Hey,
Yes.
Jocko.
We do have a
what's
new
up?
moderator. Tyler is.
Yay.
The power is going to go to his head, so there will be
That's
mass wave of bannings tonight. I'm sure.
Banhammer. Let's go.
Oh, you know what? We should give Cheryl
Oh, yeah. We should give
Banhammer.
Cheryl.
There you are. You are now a moderator, Cheryl, because you're always here and you're always like, yeah.
Don't be going rogue on us.
Yeah.
Where you live.
Yeah. I actually think it was either this week or last week is a year that I've been joining you guys for these Thursday night shows.
The lives?
Yeah.
No kidding.
It's
This was
amazing.
right
what
after
will-
the tour of last year. So,
Oh yeah.
It's amazing what will happen when you have a nice
right.
broadcast set up.
Yeah, I
It
have
only
to
took
say
a couple of months of like, try out
Yeah.
different software. Come on, Dan.
that means my Restream renewal
Oh.
fees are gonna be hitting soon.
Yep.
Dang it, that's expensive. I think it's like $400 or $500 or something. Yeah, actually, there's a bunch of like annual licensing that I have for all of our various softwares that all hit in November, December, and January.
Oh, shit.
Well, that was piss poor planning, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Just happened to be what happened, like so
Yeah,
all of our
brace yourself.
WooCommerce stuff renews in December, and I'm like, damn it, that's like gonna be like $1,000, but whatever. Anyway,
Yep.
part of business.
Hopefully you
So-
had Black Friday sales when you bought the stuff originally or
Ooh.
something.
Probably, yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
probably what it
Damn.
was,
Are you all right? Getting hit on a motorcycle? Man,
Ooh.
Oh,
And
glad you're
Damn.
still here.
Yeah.
she only had 10K of coverage.
Were you in like Mississippi or something like that? And some
Oh,
of those
man.
states have ridiculously low.
That's terrible. Well, so giving back and helping others, I want to talk about that. So here's this week. First off, the Boo was sold for
Nice.
$1.
Fuck yeah.
In fact, it was this dollar. I'm gonna frame it. I think anytime we do something like that, I'm gonna frame it because originally we were thinking, if the video does really well, we'll keep buying some, couple $1,000 cars and giving them away. If
It's
it could
not
somehow
going to do well.
it did, yeah. I don't think it's gonna do well, and so it definitely is not gonna be worth it. Like we're gonna lose money like hand over fist doing that. So, which sucks because yes, we're finally starting to have where the dealership is sometimes paying us, but we're still not there yet. So for us to go out and buy a $2,000 car and give it away, plus we bought the guy's plane ticket and stuff. So actually we spent
Oh, wow.
probably about $2,500
Wow.
to do that video, and we'll probably make like 100.
But the
Maybe.
moral of the story is you were helping someone out, right? You're
But
giving
that was
back.
so I mean, one, we got to play an epic prank on Casey, which is
Yes.
always worth
That
it.
was awesome. Yep.
That was worth. I mean, I laughed so hard my head hurt. It was that was amazing. Then the second thing is that we actually gave it away to someone or sold it to someone who could actually use it. So that's kind of cool. So and he drove it all the way home.
Oh, wow.
He made it. It made it. It made it over 1,000 miles,
Wow.
and it rolled over 250,000 miles on the way.
Wow. Back to where?
Florida.
Damn. Awesome.
Yeah. So we flew him out on, was that Tuesday? Yeah. Flew him
Yeah,
out on Tuesday. Showed him the Howard, took him to lunch, and then sold him the Boo. for
Oh, that was
$1.
another thing. We bought him lunch too, so that's even more
Oh.
money. More
Yep.
money we spent.
Yep.
That was not
So-
a cheap lunch either.
No, sushi. So we were like, hey, what do you want for lunch? He's like, do you guys like sushi? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
Like,
Actually,
Tomo,
actually, I don't.
he doesn't.
Of course you don't, Adam.
Yeah, he doesn't like anything fish.
Yep.
One
But
day
still-
he may. Well, I was gonna say one day he may buy a supercar off you guys. Right?
I mean, hey, you know what? If
That'd be awesome.
and I even told him, I'm like, look, I don't care if you get this home and you immediately sell it, you turn it to scrap, you burn it. I don't care. Like, it's your car. Like, do whatever you want. Don't feel any obligation to us. Like, it's not like you have to keep it or something. Like, because he already had a car, but I mean, anyway. We're gonna make a video about it. He actually filmed a ton of stuff for us, so it's gonna be admittedly a editing nightmare for me. So it's probably not coming out for a while because he filmed hours of video, and so I'm gonna have to go through many hours of video to figure out how to make a 15-minute video. So I was like, oh,
Best
crap.
kind.
Yeah, he was all like, oh, I'm gonna film this, I'm gonna film that. I'm like, don't.
Dan actually told him
was
on
like-
multiple occasions, "Don't film too much because it will make my life miserable." He actually
Yeah,
did
I was like,
say that.
I mean, I appreciate it, thank you, but please don't, because
I mean, Gabe knows.
I used to have that problem when
Yeah.
I would film for you too. 'cause,
yeah,
like,
but I
didn't-
mean,
I didn't want to. I like would occasionally put the camera down, and you'd be like, "Oh, did you get that?" I'm like, "Well, fuck." Excuse me.
no,
Shit,
yeah.
I don't want to film everything, but it's hard.
But the difference is, if I'm there and you're filming, I at least know what happened,
True.
right?
Yeah.
True.
So then I could be like, okay, I think we did something cool here or here, and I can kind of skip around and figure out what's going on. If someone else films something when I'm not there, I have no clue what's in that video. So the only way to find out is to literally watch the whole thing. So, and I hate to tell you, but like when you're filming like regular old life, 99% of it's really, really boring. So watching someone else's life, which is really boring, for hours and hours to try and find those tidbits, I have literally fallen asleep editing before, because I'm just sitting there like,
I mean, you use the JKL keys, right? Tell me.
Oh,
you
yeah.
do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Like fast forward that shit. Play it back at 4 times
it's-
speed.
yeah, my lord. Anyway, so I'm gonna make a video about that. The second thing we did, which we aren't making a video about, is we went to,
Because it would have been a little weird,
probably not, probably
probably
illegal.
illegal.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, the releases would have been a nightmare.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess the background story is we listed our McLaren 720S for sale. And
What kind of 720S is it, Dan?
it is a luxury.
Ooh.
It's a
More
little
on that later.
inside joke.
As the website states.
Actually, the question is, Josh, what type of McLaren is this? So I put up the ad, and I get a message on Facebook saying, hey, this is a weird request, but I saw that you're in the area, and I run a shop class for students at a local high school, and was wondering if you might be able to swing by with that car and show it to the kids. And I'm like, what high school? And absolutely. And he's like, oh, it's in Hutto High School, which is like 35 minutes away from my house. And I'm like, perfect. Yeah. And I'm like, if you want, we can bring you 3 cars. And he's like, that would be amazing. So Adam, Josh, and I grabbed the 570, the 599, and the 720, drove over to Hutto High School on Wednesday. The kids had no idea.
Nice.
So he's got all the kids outside, and I call, like we pull in the parking lot. He's like, call me so I can direct you where to go. So I did. He's like, okay, tells us where to go. And we turn a corner, and all of a sudden here's, 50 students standing in the parking lot, and one by one, these supercars around the corner, and they're just like, ah!
That's so
Nice.
cool.
And what blows
really
my
cool.
mind is how many kids kept coming out because they
Yeah,
all
they changed
Snapchatted
classes.
it.
Well, that
no,
too,
they were
yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell
Oh.
are you kids doing using phones during class? And like one teacher was like, oh yeah, one of my students got a Snapchat during class and said the cars were out here, so she brought her class out. And it's like,
Yeah.
Wow.
not only are you letting your kids use Snapchat during class, it's like you're encouraging it. And now I
The
feel like
whole
really,
school
really
kid.
old. Like, you damn kids, get off my yard. Yeah, like
That's funny.
So they must have been going crazy. Did you guys show
Oh,
them that? Which car did they have a favorite? I guess there were so many kids.
I mean, there were so many kids, it's hard to know. Like, they were so it was actually over the duration of 2 different classes. Like they actually have multiple classes for this shop class, which is awesome. Like I think he said they have 250 students that take the shop class.
Wow.
I know. I was like, holy
awesome.
crap. Like that is really cool. And it was a legit, like they had multiple lifts and everything. And I'm like, man, my school didn't have shit.
We didn't have a shop class.
Yeah, we
in my
didn't either.
class.
Really?
They had
No.
wood shop, but they didn't have automotive.
We didn't
shop.
have that. My high school was only 400 students, so we didn't have
Oh.
shit. So
Yeah.
I actually begged my parents to let me go to the local community college to take a shop class. So I did when I was like, I think a senior in high school. I was taking night classes at the community college to learn cars. But yeah, it was really cool. Like really, really good kids. They're all very respectful and nice. You know, like it was, and that was the cool thing is because they're all gearheads. We didn't like we've done stuff where we brought supercars to like grade schoolers, and man, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
They're like standing on the seats, touching everything. Your car comes back, and you're just like, oh god, like I'm gonna have to get a detailer out here, you know. And they were very respectful that didn't touch anything. Always asked,
There were a couple kids touching stuff I saw.
I mean, but
Yeah.
not too much. It wasn't like
yeah, it wasn't grotesque
So is
stuff.
this guy a viewer of the channel? Like I'm curious why he saw
No,
it on there?
he had no idea about the channel or about any of it. He just saw the ad on Facebook and just asked.
I wonder
super
how
cool.
many times he does that and how many people say yes.
That's a good question. I should
Should've-
text him.
Yeah.
You gotta ask. That's one thing you gotta do. Never hurts.
Like, hey man, how many times have you asked this question and how many people actually say yes?
I was saying, I wonder what the normal response is. Most people are probably like, "That's why would I don't know, whatever." Anyway, it was fun. It was honestly, it was fun for us. Like I had a blast. It was fun. The kids
Yeah.
were really fun.
Nice.
Asking fun questions and interesting stuff, and it's funny because like again, like most people are never around this stuff.
Yeah.
So no one really like
Mhm.
it's all inevitably always is money questions, right? Like those are the big things because that's the stuff that no one really
Yeah.
understands unless you're actually getting into it, right?
Yep.
And so teachers and students were all like, man, I bet this thing's $1 million and stuff. And we're like, no, not really.
I was
and-
amazed at how many questions the teachers had.
The teachers,
Oh, really?
they had the most questions.
There's
Like,
there's a female teacher out there. She was asking tons of questions.
yeah, she was super, and dude, but she was awesome. She's like, I miss my manual transmissions and stuff. And I'm like,
Nice.
oh, yeah, like yeah. So we
Oh,
like
that's
you.
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. What was the best and worst question? I don't know.
Uh,
What? Oh, the worst was, can you take me for a ride? I'm like, no, no, I will not.
Yeah.
Like, no way. I will get in serious trouble, probably legally. Not a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but like taking like young people who are below 18 for rides in supercars it's always a little weird. You're always like, okay. Like, I
Because
don't
you
know.
can't have the parent come with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't. So
Says
you're
the
like,
guy
"Oh."
who flagged Steve and I down. Was like, "Hey, go to my brother's house and take some kids for a drive."
Like that.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, but
Yeah.
to be fair, that was my brother.
I know it's a
Yeah,
different
he-
situation, but
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
yeah.
this is only my second week without the mustache mousetrap,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
you haven't missed much.
yeah, my school had a shop class with lifts, and then the police department had a drag car that they let the classes maintain. So,
I've seen that done before. That's
Yeah.
always cool.
I've
I like
never-
when
I've never seen them let the kids maintain them, but I have seen police departments that had drag cars that go out to drag strips and race people.
Yep.
And stuff
Yeah.
like that. I've seen
they need
that.
to more police. Police stations.
Well,
need to do that.
so the problem is it has to be a car that they impounded because
Yeah.
they can't use tax dollars for it.
Yep.
Yeah, which I mean that's fine. Whatever.
but
No,
we
I'm
encourage
just saying
people
it
to
makes it
go-
a little bit harder to
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get one because normally it's because the ones that I've seen, they were high-end cars like Hellcats and Z06s, and it wasn't just like a V6 Mustang that they put some
Well,
stickers
was it
on or something.
New Braunfels or Buda had that crazy Corvette Z06 that got
It was
impounded?
New Braunfels, yeah.
Was it- and like it's like a 800 horsepower, highly modified, crazy car, and they impounded it, and now it's like their mascot car that they take to
Well,
parades and stuff.
the funny thing is that it has stickers on it that says no tax dollars were used in the making of this video.
I think it also said something like, like something about like it was a drug dealer's car or something.
They always say
I
that shit.
don't know the
Yeah.
story behind it.
Yeah. Oh well.
They always say that. I doubt it's real, but
I know, right? Like,
Yeah.
don't do drugs, kids. It's
Yeah.
like, but the drug dealer was able to afford that.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
he's just a dumbass that got caught.
Yeah, you gotta be a better drug dealer. Don't. Okay, no, I'm not advocating that. I'm just joking.
Not sound
Demonetized.
advice. Yeah.
and
It's like
now
that-
we're demonetized.
That movie.
Did you hear NGS? They're advocating doing drugs. Oh Lord. Yeah. Anyway, so we made a company-wide decision this week.
We did.
Yeah, you were
You
there.
having layoffs like all other companies.
Yeah, right. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Adam.
Hiring freezes.
You can't fire me. So it's
I know.
fine.
No, we concluded that we are not going to allow people to test drive the McLaren 720,
Ooh.
Fair.
and in conjunction with that, we are no longer going to allow test drives unless we have a deposit,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
we did get some people trying to get some free rides recently.
Really?
Yeah, pretended to be interested, and then after they drove it, suddenly the interest was gone. Wonder how
What?
that happened. Oh yeah.
Because the cars were boring and they didn't want to drive them anymore.
Yeah. I mean, as a McLaren owner, why would you want a 720?
Yeah, thankfully it wasn't
Dude,
a 720. But the
I
reason
drove that car. Holy crap.
that's
I know,
that's
I still
exactly
need
it.
to.
So all three of us, when we drove it, you drive that thing and you're like, yeah, no one needs to drive this car unless they're actually going to buy it, because it is so. I took it out today. Oh, hey, Mousetrap's back. All right, we got to put that up there.
Yeah.
Little hippo character.
Nice.
Yeah. So I went out and did the video. I filmed the video of the
It's a
720
deposit.
today,
I like it.
and I'm going like 30 miles an hour, and I stab it in second gear, and I laid a 70-foot track of rubber.
Yep.
Just and I had the traction control on.
Yeah. In regular mode.
In regular mode, I laid down 70 feet of rubber going 30 miles an hour.
That's amazing.
And I was just like, and the car is just going like this the whole time. And I'm
Mhm.
fighting it. Like, yeah, like this is awesome. And I look in my rearview mirror, I'm like, oh my God, that is ridiculous. And right there, we're just like, no.
Yep.
No one's
Yeah.
driving that car.
That sounds really risky to have people come in that car.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is just too powerful.
It's like
No
a lot
way.
of Ferrari. Like you don't buy it, you're gonna buy it no matter how the test
Yeah.
drive goes. So you're just not gonna test drive it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to experience it, we'll throw you in a 570 or something. It's close enough, and then you can just multiply that by 3.
I like it.
You know,
Is
it's
it one of those cars that just feels too fast? Like you just cannot use it?
no, you can use it. It's just you only get like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to explain, but like you stab the gas, you roll through a couple gears like you do normally in a supercar, but when you look down and you're like, I am going 4 times the speed limit, and the speed limit is high.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely wonder, like, would it be just more frustrating to have that much, like, you just get so much pent-up energy and you just can't use it. You can't release it.
I don't
you
know. It's pretty damn fun.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I was sitting there laughing like an idiot the whole time. Oh, I didn't put up John's. John countered with another hippo character.
Are you guys
So did
typing
Mousetrap.
those?
But
Oh, and sorry, I missed this one too. Did you guys talk about the latest C8 Z57 Z06 package? Sounds like a Ferrari. No, we did not. But we're gonna start seeing the C8 Z06s. Sorry, Z06s come out soon. So
Mhm.
I'm
I'm
sure at some
sure-
point we're gonna get one in on trade.
I hope so. I want one. I want to play
Yeah.
with one.
Hell yeah.
Like, I'm excited to try one. That's gonna be fun. But is the 720 much faster than a Pista? I don't know. I haven't driven a Pista yet, but I will tell you that that is the fastest car I've ever driven.
Wow.
I think I can definitively say that.
Well, it makes me more excited to do the comparison video.
Did you
Yeah.
drive it, Tyler? You said.
I haven't yet. I
Oh,
sat
well.
in it, but I haven't driven it.
We'll let you drive it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you already got like you're 90% there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My insurance will
Familiar
cover
with
it.
the,
So.
the McLaren
Yeah.
ergonomics, you know what it's like.
One of us has to be in the car with you.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That's why I
it's not
didn't.
insured.
That's why I didn't drive it on Sunday because Josh had his kid with him. So
Yeah. That's a problem. No, I think maybe the Pista is faster. I don't know. It's pretty close.
If the Pista is faster, I can't imagine. That's mind blowing. How
it's probably
fast that
faster because
car
it's
is
lighter,
then.
right?
It could be. I mean, it's got. I think it's got like what does the Pista have? Like 750 horsepower. I don't know.
Enough,
The
yeah.
765 LT. Now we need one of those. Yes.
Yeah.
Like holy crap! It just
Nothing like the Malibu. That's right.
Mhm.
Nothing like
yeah.
that.
The Boo is better, more luxurious.
I was hoping to win the Powerball and I could buy the 720, but I only won $18 on the Powerball. So
Oh, you did.
yeah.
Nice.
I won 4,
Ooh,
but it wasn't on the Powerball.
We won nothing.
because you didn't
Yeah.
try.
No, we tried.
You tried.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, for $1.9 billion. Are you...
No, it went for 2.1.
Yeah.
Oh
2.1.
yeah.
What? 2.1 billion?
Yeah. I'm spending
Like-
$10 to try.
I'm not big on playing the lottery because it's kind of a stupid tax.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
But you have to when it's that level of money, and then also we did like if any of her coworkers play and do like a work, you have to do that because imagine if
Yeah.
you're the one person who didn't join the office pool.
You're gonna be
And- yeah,
so bitter.
Yep.
They're all gonna quit. And you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, I'm still here.
and I actually when I worked at the insurance at we did it and there was one guy who never ever played the office pools until I said that exact scenario, and from that moment on he always played the office pools because he was like, I've never thought of that. That's a really good point. Like I
You're
can't be
gonna
that
feel-
guy.
You're gonna feel like such a dick if everyone wins and you didn't.
Yeah. So from that point on he played office pools.
I love
You know,
it.
you always wonder, like, if you're in one of those situations where like someone's like, hey, here's $5, go buy me a lottery ticket or whatever, and you go buy that ticket, how do they ever know if you actually won or didn't? And like, imagine you're holding the ticket and all of a sudden you did win. You're gonna be like, I can't believe I'm gonna have to give that
Yeah.
person half my shit.
No, just their $5 back.
No, we didn't win. Here's your $5.
Yeah.
And then you got to move away forever.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, let's be real. If you got $2 billion, is not a problem.
Yeah.
You're like,
See,
all right,
Cheryl,
I'll just
we
buy a
never buy-
country.
We never buy more than one ticket at a
Yeah.
time.
Statistically, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're buying 1, 100, 1,000. It's still just as unlikely.
Yeah.
So,
So
like,
we
when
only
it's, when
ever
it's
do
what is the odds? It's like 1 in 100 million or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I saw someone, one of my friends who's a scientist at Los Alamos National Labs, posted a breakdown of like, if you had the money to spend 300 plus million and buy the number of the odds that would win the jackball, it would still take them like 32 days to print all those numbers.
yeah, so you can't win.
So you can't win no matter what.
Yeah, I thought there was like a true story where some like Harvard students tried to do that or some crap, and they did actually win it.
Oh shit. That's
Yeah.
funny.
It was some weird thing, but anyway, yeah, 1 in 292 million. So yeah, so you buy 5 tickets and you're now at 5 in 292 million.
Yeah. Ooh.
I mean,
I think what are the odds you get struck by lightning? They're better than that. Like
Yeah.
you're more likely to be struck by lightning
Yep.
than you are to, let's see.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, well.
It's
Yeah,
fun. It's always fun when it gets that large, just to be like, "Good lord, what the hell would I ever do with that?"
I know.
Man, there were 243 Americans struck by lightning between 2009 and 2018. Huh,
Wow.
weird.
Yeah.
Well, this really went off track, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Boy. So, yes. Anyway, yeah. So, no free rides anymore. We just part of that's actually just wasting our time. That was frustrating. Like,
Sure.
someone acts like they're all interested in the car. Oh, can I come out and test drive it? Sure. And now you got to deal with like the time and energy and whatever, and then they get in the car and they're like, "Okay, cool, bye." You're like,
Yeah.
"Son of a bitch."
So did
Like-
someone test drive the 720? Is that what you're saying?
No. It wasn't the 720.
Okay.
No. So, like I said, the 720, we independently came to that conclusion. No one's test driving that. Period. It's just too fast. Like, I'm sorry, or unless you can like come up with some credentials. Like if Jocko shows up, he's like, "I'm a former race car driver." I'd be like, "Here's the keys."
But
Yeah.
you can still take them out for a ride, right? If they're
Oh yeah, I'll drive them for a ride if they're dead
Yeah.
serious about buying it.
I'm not even sure we would need to do that. I mean,
I mean, most people, honestly, if they're gonna be buying that car, they're just gonna buy it.
I'm glad that car is sitting in your garage. That is the safest place for that car to be.
Yeah, I don't want to drive it anymore just because I'm like, it's got
No.
too low of miles. It's in too perfect of condition.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
needs to sit there until the shipper comes and picks it up for
Yeah.
whoever bought it.
Like it'll get driven once more because Meg will do a review, which is gonna be sketchy as fuck.
nice.
We'll have to find a very straight, very wide open place. Make sure the tires are really warm.
Yes.
And I will not put it in track power mode. I'll leave it in sport.
That's all I kept it in was sport.
That's all you need.
Oh,
I mean,
no, dude, I threw it in track and
Yeah.
it's nuts.
no wonder you left 70 feet of 11s.
Oh yeah, it's super comfortable.
It is, yeah.
It's ridiculously comfortable.
Although I will, like, one comment as comparison. I have the carpeted carbon tub,
Mm.
and to sit on that and get out is super nice. But with the smooth, glossy carbon, your
You're gonna
ass like
scratch-
slides around, and you're
Well,
screwed.
you're gonna scratch the Jesus out of it.
Yeah.
You
There's
gotta
no
be
nice way to get out of that car. So
Yeah, you're gonna have to be super careful. You want to come fly the 720 or drive the 720, Jocko? Get your ass down here.
yeah, ship the pista.
Yeah,
Fly
you can
down.
store that in my garage. Actually, I don't want your piece in my garage.
Yeah.
That would scare me. It's too expensive. Is it
Just run
faster
into
than
Howard.
600? Yeah, the 720 is faster than the 600 LT.
Oh yeah.
But the 600 LT, I think, is more visceral feeling. Like it's, I don't know. I still really like the 600 LT because part of it's a much smaller car. So the 720 it's a big sucker.
It is. I got to admit, this is the first time I've seen one up close, and it was a lot bigger than I thought.
I mean, it's almost
That's
as
what you
big.
said.
It's almost as big as the 599.
Yeah.
But it's shorter, much shorter.
And they fixed the damn door latches, so good for McLaren.
What the hell? Someone's at my front door with a flashlight.
Is it Amazon?
Yeah, it
I
was
I don't know,
Amazon
but I'm
last
like,
time.
do I need to pull out my excuse me?
All right, let us know. $10 it's Amazon.
Yeah.
It was Meg.
It was Meg.
Meg, what the hell is she doing
What?
outside with a flashlight?
She's commenting though.
She was, yeah. I guess she's on her phone and she's looking at something out there.
Oh.
But anyway, the 720, the 720 is just incredible. It's Anyway, the video for it will be coming out on Sunday. So
She was
You'll-
looking for ant hills.
oh, ant hills. Yeah, we've been because of all the rain and whatever, all the fire ants are coming up to the surface right now. So we've been on a warpath getting rid of those little bastards.
Oh, it's obnoxious. Yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere right now.
Fucking
Everywhere.
Hmm.
Like I mowed the lawn and I killed like 6 or 7 of them, and then she found like 3 or 4 more.
Dang.
I'm like,
How
"Good
about
Lord."
those? It was like a year or two ago when I was still in Austin. I remember those caterpillars that would hang from trees.
Yeah, and they sting you?
I don't know if they sting you, but they just get in your face. You're walking, like, just walking down the street. You gotta, like, get them out of the way everywhere you go. They end
your
up in your
face.
mouth.
Like, what you want, man? Is that how they get in your face?
Yeah.
Come up on you.
I'm standing here.
Come on.
I don't know. At least where we live. Well, I mean, it was close to you, Dan. In our apartment complex, it was brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no, actually I think the ones that sting you don't make those like webs hanging down from the trees. They only come by like every few years. It's like a cycle, right? And I think it was the second year we lived in Texas, they were in a bloom and they would like get everywhere and you would accidentally like touch them and they'd sting you and you're like, God dang, they hurt. Like,
I heard about them on the news today. They were talking about them. They were saying,
they got,
look
like, really-
little tufts of fur.
yeah, there's tons of like little spiky whatever things.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, t-shirt idea. Introverted but willing to talk about cars. An NGS logo. Tell Josh. I want sweatshirts and pullovers. All right. We need to get Josh on it. So there's some big bugs here. Yeah, we get some big suckers.
We're second to Australia, though.
Yeah, Australia's like king of that. I mean, they got some gnarly sucker. So
There was something this has nothing to do with the channel, but there was something screaming in my yard last night, like repetitively for a good 5 minutes, like
It was
loud
probably
enough that I could
cats
hear
doing
it. Loud enough I could hear it over the TV. The only thing in my mind was like a snake was eating a rabbit or something.
Ooh.
And yeah, went outside. Adam's right. It was rabbits having a good time.
Not rabbits, cats having.
Oh well, yeah, but this was actually rabbits.
Really?
I was
they
like,
scream?
apparently
Jeez.
it was bad. Like
Maybe it's
constant.
like different type of rabbit or something. I don't know.
How do you know it was rabbits?
Because I saw them with the flashlight and they ran away.
Oh, why are you cock blocking, dude?
Because I wanted to know if there was a snake in my yard and I shouldn't let the dog out.
That's true. Yeah. No, legit. Like, I don't like
There's
letting
a
Mo
snake
out
in
in the
that
middle of the
boot.
night here. Like,
Yeah.
because pretty frequently they find poisonous snakes in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, everyone posted on there's a Facebook group of, like all the people who live in the neighborhood. And probably once every 2 or 3 months, someone will be like, oh, here's a picture of a Western Diamondback, or someone posted a coral snake just like a week or two ago. So I'm like, oh shit, like, yeah, but whatever. I mean, the fun of living in the middle of nowhere, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
You don't live in the middle of nowhere, though.
I mean, it kind of is. We have a ranch at the end of the street with cows, and then across
so
the
do
street,
I. So
you do.
yeah,
Oh well, I mean, it's Texas, right? Like,
yeah, it's Texas. So
yeah, but there's no other neighborhood.
Rabbits here.
There's no neighborhoods that our neighborhood
yeah,
touches.
Yes.
Like, we're surrounded by ranches for at least a mile in every direction. Because the people the rancher who sold off the property for our neighborhood still has the ranch, and her family, I guess, originally owned like all of the area, like probably like tens of thousands of acres, and then they slowly have sold it off over the years, and now it's like, I think it's probably like 5 or 6 different families that are from the same family, that all own ranches surrounding this area. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. Who knows? They might eventually sell off. I think there's another development down like across the main road, about a half mile away. But anyway, so whatever. I'm not trying to like, I'm more middle of the nowhere than you are.
Well, you're more middle of the nowhere than we are, but
Yeah.
we're more ghetto than you are. Dude,
And
a life flight helicopter landed in my street today.
really?
Yes.
Someone
I
OD.
heard- I don't know what happened. Cops
Oh.
went down the road.
Oh, here you go. This one. What's the next exciting car coming for you guys? Okay,
Ooh.
so it's not that I really am that excited about the next car that we're getting, but Meg's in a post about this. The car that there's only one car that we've ever seen that she actually was like, that car is beautiful. You need to buy one of those. Okay.
We did.
And so we bought that car finally after years. And it has to be in a specific color to get this car. I feel like if you're going to buy this car, it only comes in one color. Every other color is crap. But here's the best part. So the story behind the car is we were walking down.
They know.
We were walking. Huh?
They know.
They already know. Yeah. Like, jeez. God. Mousetrap's like, I got this. I got this. Not even, I got it. Anyway,
Hey,
they
Fred.
know. So, fine. All right. So, we're walking down in the domain. We approach Valet, and here is an AMG GTR in hell green.
Nice.
And Megan was like, that is the most beautiful car I've ever seen. She's like, what the hell is that thing? And I'm like, it's an AMG GTR. Turns out that the person who owned that car was Justin Timmy, a guy we know here in town. So here's where it gets funny. So we're buying this car. We made an offer on it. We bought it. It's going to be here sometime next week. We paid for it today.
Oh,
On
shit.
his Justin's?
So get this. Justin sells it to a dealership who sells it, whatever, gets bought by another guy, goes to this third dealership in Chicago, and we bought it from them. But we had no idea that it was Justin's car. So
That's awesome.
So I'm sitting there and I was talking to Ven, our buddy, and I'm like, yeah, we bought this AMG GTR in hell green. He's like, oh, no shit. I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. He's like, how much was it? And I told him, he's like, was that the one that was listed in this group? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, dude, that's Justin's car. I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, oh, yeah. That's Justin's car. Like, we looked up the bid and everything. I'm like, no way. So full circle. Like, so the cool part is we know exactly how that car was taken care of, which was very well.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, dude, this car is
How long ago was that? How long ago did you see the domain?
I'm gonna say like 2 years,
Wow. That's crazy.
maybe 3. So anyway, there you go. That's so yes, we have an AMG GTR in hell green coming sometime next week. I am
Sweet.
Dope.
very excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be
Those are
cool.
supposed to be awesome.
They
I mean,
sound amazing.
The sound is awesome. Yeah.
A lot of people don't like them because it doesn't sound European. It sounds like it's an American muscle.
It does.
And so a lot of people don't like that. They want their European cars to sound European, but I think it sounds great.
I mean, dude, I love the sound of the AMG engines. I mean,
Yeah.
they're very growly. You know,
Yeah.
it's not sound. It's not a high pitched European scream.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it's. I mean, it's very masculine sounding. You know, "Ugh." But how much do those go for? Well, I don't know, but in the hell green, they can be in the 160 to 180 range pretty easily for good examples. So somewhere in that area, it's probably what we'll sell it for. But anyway, I was listening, and the McLaren 720S sounds like an angry ex-girlfriend destined to kick your ass.
Yep.
There is a bit of that, whistle from the turbos and stuff.
Oh.
So,
I love it.
and Jocko, I don't see the. Anyway, he was asking,
It's
what's
down
the
a ways.
status of the
Yeah.
tour next year?
Great question.
I think we need one more person to commit,
Nice.
and then it's an official go.
So Tyler, you're committed?
No,
he's-
I'm not.
He's
Oh,
not.
you're not.
He's not on the
Okay.
list.
Not on the list. But I have someone at work that might actually go next year. So I'll tell them to contact you.
Yeah,
I
mean,
got to
the
figure
price-
out if the new model is affordable.
Yeah, it is
that
a
time
little
of
bit more
year.
expensive.
Yeah.
If we get I kind of had the tier 1 and tier 2. The tier 2 is not as bad.
Yeah.
But that's the difference of getting 2 condos versus 3.
Yeah.
So it like the the cost doesn't scale up linearly, like it flattens out, right?
With that, you're saying 2 tiers at once, or you'd have to pick a tier for the whole tour?
Basically, as soon as we get what was it, 7 people, I think, or 8 people, I can't remember now. Once we hit the whatever number of people it was, I said, then I'm willing to book it, because then we have enough to cover the costs of doing 2 condo rentals in Telluride. But then to do the 3rd condo rental, we need 5 more people. So I can't really, like, if we, it's either, yes or no for those 5 more people.
Mhm.
Like, I can't have 2 people or 3 people more, because then I'll lose money.
Yeah.
So it has to be either 7 or 8 or 12 or 13 or whatever it is.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Jocko is going to try and convince you.
Yep.
Jocko's
See,
the instigator.
I also have to make sure that now that it took 4 years trying to get in as a judge for the Great American Bear Festival. That's what I did the week after the tour. But that event always moves around every year.
Mm.
So it is.
You're not giving that up after waiting 4 years for it.
No. It's
Mm.
I don't
September
blame you.
21st this year. So it'd be the 3 days prior to that. So
November, what
September 21st of next
Oh.
year.
is what it is?
So it would be, judging would be like the 17th through the 20th.
Oh, no, that would be way before it.
Okay.
It's,
Then it might work.
I always target the last week of September.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Better book your time off, Tyler.
Yeah. So I could go do that
Submit
the
that
first
time off
week
request.
and then stay in
Hey.
Colorado and do the.
So here's a funny thing: the Telluride Festival of Cars, or the Cars and Colors, or whatever it's
Yeah.
called, they actually invited us to come
Oh, nice.
that week and participate. The problem is that would add like an additional couple $1,000s to the cost of the tour. So that would make it where it would be closer to like $15,000, which I'm like, I don't know if people want to spend that much. And the
Yeah.
big question of that is, could we even get the condos that week? Probably not.
They like us, but not that much.
They like it, yeah, exactly. They like us not that much. Exactly. If the loaner 458 is included, then you have my deposit. Man,
That'd be a good reason to keep that car, or have the person we know that's buying it bring it.
yeah,
as a
that
rental.
actually would be funny to have it come join us on next year's tour. So I'm getting that function changed so I can do the
Oh,
whole
nice.
week. Nice.
like it.
You actually need to complete the tour for once and actually get to do the canyon run for once, Jocko.
Yes, yes, you do,
Sure.
Jocko.
Yeah. Oh, the Hoovie 458 gold wheels. It's not the factory color of those wheels, but I think you actually could get gold wheels as an option on a
Yeah,
458.
you got to talk about the Hoovie videos, right?
Yeah. All right. We'll talk about
The
that.
channel? I'm curious. To
Way to
hear.
go, Gabe. Way to go.
Why'd you get?
I was
I
reminding
walked right
Dan,
into that one.
I was reminding Dan to talk about something that he promised to talk about.
I did promise to talk about it, didn't I? All right. So obviously
I love gold. Sorry,
I
friend.
had goal. Yeah. Where to start with this? So we got to be really careful. I'm going to have a lot of pauses because I don't want to make things worse or piss anyone off. So I have to kind of be careful. So forgive me if I'm taking moments to think. But so obviously you guys kind of know the background. We bought the car. Basically, we bought it for the views. We did not buy that car to make money on it. That was never the goal. And we knew we really can't very easily make money on that car. I mean, it's, we bought it for 110,000. Hoovie bought it for 100,000. He put 10,000 into it. When he approached us about selling it, he said, basically, I'll sell it to you for what I've got into it. We said, okay. And then obviously we said, well, what if I was like, what if I pay for your conversion and then we just reduce the cost of the car by the conversion? He says, okay, that works. So that's basically our agreement, which is fine. That works out because then you know, yeah. So, um, well, first of all, funny thing is we originally had all. So Alex, who's on the chat, when we were on the tour, said we were just talking about it. He's like, if you guys buy it, I'll buy it from you. And we're like, really? And he's like, yeah, I'll buy it. And we're like, we buy it for whatever we buy it for. And he's like, sure. And I'm like, okay, so so long as we don't lose money, great. We'll buy it, and then you can buy it from us. And so when my mom got sick, that's why I drove it out there. Is originally Alex was going to buy it from us in Phoenix. And I was like, okay, this works out perfect. The cars are going to be like 3/4 of the way out to California. You can just fly to Phoenix and grab it and be done. And then I'm sitting there watching YouTube the day before I'm supposed to fly home, and I see the YouTube video of VinWiki talking about why is Car Trek on Charles' channel.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it just hit me because he's like, oh, then the next Car Trek's going to be about wrecked exotics. And I'm like, haha, yeah, that's because, Hoovie's going to be using they already filmed it. Hoovie's driving that 458 in all those Car Trek videos. And I'm like, holy crap. We can't sell this car yet because it's going to be in like 5 or 6 Car Trek videos within the next month or two. Like, we'd be idiots. We'd be throwing away all of that PR that we could get. So I called the guys, convinced them not to sell it. I called Alex and said, hey, are you okay waiting until after Car Trek? And he's like, sure, that's fine. He's not in a rush to get it. And I'm like, hey, we'll probably do some work on the car. Are you cool with like whatever we spend on the car? We'll just tack that on to the cost of the car. He's like, yeah, that's fine. And so they were like, well, here's some things. He's like, these are some things I want to do to it. I'm like, oh, these are the things I would probably do to it. And like, okay, let's line those up. And here's some stuff that we both would want done to that car. Perfect. So then he gets some stuff done to the car for cheap because we're not going to obviously charge him labor. We'll film it, so he gets to see it get done. Just some simple stuff like we want to take care of the leather, change the wheel colors, try and get the bumper to align better, just stuff like that. Anyway, so that's kind of like the current situation of the car. Now, we buy the car, and when you get an opportunity like that, you got to use it as hard as you can in the YouTube world. Like, think about this. We spent $110,000 on a gamble to get views.
Yep.
So we're not going to just like phone that one in, right? We're going to dial it up to 11. And so we did. So we make that first video, and I'm like, what the hell do we title this thing? Because I'm personally terrible at titles. I'm really bad at clickbait. And I'm like, why don't we title it? We bought Hoovie's, salvage 458 or something like that. And we're like, it's probably not that exciting, not a good view. And then Josh was like, what about, did Hoovie scam us? I'm like, ooh, we can do that. That's a risky one, man. I'm like, people might take that bad. I don't know. And he's like, yeah, I think it's worth it. I'm like, all right. Again, we spent $110,000 on it. Go big or go home, right?
Yeah.
Like, we'll put that out there. And I'm like, it's obvious enough that he didn't scam us. No one's actually believed that he scammed us, right?
Yeah.
So we put that video out, and of course people are like, oh, you're clickbait. Oh my God, Hoovie didn't scam you. And I'm like, of course he didn't scam us. Like, that was the whole point. Like, did you see him in the video?
Hi, welcome to YouTube.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
you
that's how
clicked
YouTube
and you watched
works.
the video.
You clicked the video, you watched it, you saw he didn't scam us, you saw the question mark, and the answer is no. He did not scam us.
End of story.
And yeah, and there you go. Move on. But instead, people get a butt hurt. So that wasn't a problem. Okay? That was whatever. That's just us dealing with YouTube normal drama shit. No problem there. I've dealt with that before. Whatever. Like, you just ban some people who go off because like people get really personal. Like, they start personally insulting me, stuff like that. Like, the number of comments about like my nose, which is really like, I'm like, are you 6? Because 6-year-olds taunt people about their physical appearance. Like, at least come up with something original. Like, if you come up
Sounds
with
like
original...
something a bald person would say.
Yeah, thanks.
When you ban,
Yeah.
when you ban someone, can they
Yeah.
not Dan, when you ban someone, can they not ever see any of your content? Like, do you
No, I
disappear?
think they can see our content. I just don't think they can post, or maybe I
No,
don't.
they can post,
It
just
just doesn't
nobody
show
can
up.
see it.
Oh,
No,
Oh.
but so to them,
Even
they
better.
think that to them they think that they're still able to post and everybody can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the funny thing is, we ban a lot of people because I'm like, I worked really hard to build this thing, and then now that we got these guys here, like this is our livelihood. I am not letting some random asshole on YouTube f it up for us. Like, no, I'm not leaving it in your hands, especially if you're like being racist or a Nazi or whatever. You know, like, come on, like you do any like crazy shit like that, like you are straight banned, no problem. But anyway, so yeah, so we do the YouTube thing. We get a lot of momentum out of it. Great. Um, and then we have the video of Josh, who all of you guys who are regulars, you know Josh, you know how he is, you know his attitude, and he is a curmudgeon. He is an asshole. He knows he's an asshole, and there's no hiding that. Like that's just who he is. But that's part of what I really appreciate about him is he is a no bullshit guy. He does not sugarcoat anything. Like, and he's very brutally honest when you talk to him, but he's never saying it to be like mean to you. He's just saying it, right? Like it's not like he respects us, but he's gonna tease us because he can. Anyway, so he produces that, you know, and here's where it gets weird. Is like he sees the car and he's obviously crapping on the car. And he's crapping on the car because in his world he's dealing with, you know, good examples, I'm going to say. And here is literally the world's cheapest, crappiest running 458. Like that is not even a sort of question or whatever. It is defined as the cheapest, shittiest 458 ever sold that runs. So that's not a surprise. No one watching the video should have any surprise that car is anything but crap.
Right.
Now, it drives good. It drives
great.
shockingly-
I drove it all the way home.
It's driving shockingly well. The cosmetics are atrocious. The damage from the wreck was not repaired well at all. It still has tons of damage from the wreck that never got repaired. And it's missing a crap load of hardware. There's just tons of stuff that would be completely unacceptable for any car that was not salvaged or not that cheap. Now, at the same time, everyone knows, yeah, this is exactly what you get, right? So we do our normal thing. We pick it apart. Josh picks it apart. He's brutal about it. He's being himself. I'm laughing my ass off because I know Josh and I think it's absolutely hilarious. And then, of course, he drives it and he thinks, and he says, he's like, I'll be damned. I would buy this thing. Like, it is absolutely awesome. Like, it drives so well. For this price, it would be amazing. This is the car you want because you literally don't care about it. You could do anything you want to it, beat the shit out of it, and it's perfect. That would be the perfect use of this car. Daily drive it to Walmart. Who gives a crap, right? Like, you know, I mean, it's perfect in that respect. It is the best example of the ultimate daily driving Ferrari you can think of. Now, we put out that video and I put them out. And so I'm editing the videos. And I'm like, Josh is being pretty hard, but I'm like, well, they're going to see the second video and they're going to see him love the car, right? So they're going to see the first video that he's crapping on it, and everyone's going to go, oh my God, he's crapping on the car. They're going to see the second video and see that he loves it. And then they're going to realize, oh, okay, it's not a big deal. Like, yes, cosmetically it's crap, drives great. That's my thinking. Here's where I screwed up.
Yeah.
You
Everyone
did
watches
two
the
different
first-
videos.
Huh?
You did two different videos.
I should not have split it. So by splitting it, all that happened was people go, he's ragging on the guys who worked on the car.
Yeah.
That was what they concluded. And he wasn't. He was ragging on the condition of the car, not the people who did the work. And so this in turn eventually offended some individuals who we do not want to, that we would rather not offend them. And unfortunately, like, the cat's already out of the bag at that point,
Yeah.
and I can't backpedal. And at the same time, I feel like my channel, the way I've run it, I have a different sense of humor. You either get it or don't. And I'm kind of unapologetic about that. I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to be your friend. If you watch my channel and you hate me, great, move along. I'm not trying to, I have no intentions of ever being the world's biggest YouTube channel. I don't care. That's not the goal.
Mhm.
I do want it to be, bigger, obviously, like, because that helps us out. But like, I know me, I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm comfortable with the way we run our channel. I'm proud of what we've done. And so, like, when and I'm friends with Josh, and I love Josh in a way that, you can appreciate his skills and knowledge. And so, to me, every time we get Josh on the channel, it's like we're taking and getting the viewpoint of an expert, and you either appreciate his sense of humor or you hate it, and that's fine. Because same thing with me. You either appreciate my humor or you hate it, and that's fine. So anyway, I think people coming from Hoovie's channel to our channel for the first time see us bagging on this car,
Mm.
and they take it as we're bagging on Hoovie, right? And indirectly bagging on Car Wizard, and that was never ever in our minds at all. Like, that just never even came up in our thoughts. And so that became where they got pissed off. And in hindsight, like, you can kind of see, oh, if you don't know us, you don't know our sense of humor, you don't know where we're coming from, I can see how that could happen, right? Like, in hindsight, it's hard to predict that going into the video. Like, I'm watching the video, I'm laughing my ass off because I'm like, oh my God, this is hilarious. Josh is just picking out all this stuff, just saying the funniest crap, whatever. And so, yeah, so I'm sitting there about to go to bed, and Meg's like, hey, just so you know, someone in particular made a pretty hard comment. And I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah. And I looked it up, I read it, and I'm like,
And you didn't take a screenshot, you
didn't take a
jackass.
screenshot. I just reacted. I immediately saw it. I was like, I looked over at her and I go, we fucked up. And I deleted the comment because I'm like, we can't, like, that comment can't be public. It's just bad.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell do we do now? And she's like, I think so. I'd already planned on making a video talking about the history of the car. And she's like, why don't you go film the history of the car and work in some way of kind of apologizing or something, trying to clear the air. And like, great. So she helps me with that video because she's way better at this than me. And so, like, I'm sitting there and she's off. She's literally
She's our
sitting
damage
behind the-
control department.
Yeah. She's our HR department. She's sitting on the other side of the camera, and like, I'll be talking. She's like, no, redo that. You're not saying that. Say it this way. But I'm like, okay. So, and then this is like 10 o'clock at night. We're sitting here. She comes into the room. We're editing the video together. I get it done at like 11:30 at night. I send it up, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna publish that tomorrow, like, just to kind of. And then I sent a text message to the person who made that comment, and was like, hey, like, I totally did not mean to offend you. This is not what we were trying to do. Whatever. I'm sorry. Like, we screwed up, and so I've like talked to the guys the next day. I'm like, what do we do about this? And we're like, you know what? Let's just pull the video. It's not worth it. Like, it's not
That was
worth.
my idea.
Yep. Adam was like, you know what? We value the relationship over the views, so pull the video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good way to handle it.
So we're like, okay, yeah, it's whatever. Like I said, we don't care that much about the YouTube side of the business, right? It's never going to be the breadwinner. So pulling down a video that's not even a home run video anyway is whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at. I think who knows if what we did was unrepairable damage to this person. Maybe. I don't think so. I mean, my feeling is like our channel's small enough and the views were small enough that it's not going to affect.
Inconsequential.
Yeah, it's pretty inconsequential. And any connotation of us bagging on the people who owned the car or dealt with the car, I don't see how anyone could look at that and say, oh, like I would not use those people's services, right? Because
Right.
it just, everyone knows in YouTube, like it's YouTube, like you're not, no one's trying to bring that car up to perfection.
Yeah.
So if you were expecting perfection, that's on you. Like it's a YouTube car. It is the cheapest
YouTube salvage car.
It's a YouTube salvaged, self-proclaimed cheapest pile of shit 458 ever. What do you think? Like no one's gonna put money into that. That's like why would you ever spend money to make it cosmetically perfect? It's still not going to be worth shit.
Yeah.
That car in perfect condition would still never be worth even within $50,000 of an equivalent car. Right? Like it's irreversible. It's just, it is what it is. So,
Damn.
yeah, this is the drama
Yeah.
that goes on behind the scenes that you have to deal with.
You
Yeah. I
didn't
mean,
make Life Apollo, so I think it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It didn't make it to Life Apollo. Is that what you're saying?
no, yeah, exactly. It wasn't Life Apollo's newsworthy in the supercar world.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's because you deleted it, which is good, but you didn't take a screenshot. You
I know.
jackass.
Dude, like I said, it was late at night. I'm laying in bed. I see it. I read it. I'm just like, holy crap. And like, luckily it was very shortly after it was published. So at that point, the video was already kind of dying down.
Mm.
So I'm guessing maybe 50 or 100 people saw that comment. And I'm just like,
they think that you were intentionally bashing them, or that
yes.
it was accidental, but it's
No,
still
they thought it was intentional. And that's
Why?
why they were offended.
that's crazy.
And
to think.
which to me, I'm sitting there like, who on earth would go through the trouble
right.
to buy a $110,000 car from someone and surrounding other individuals just to crap on it and crap on them, like to intentionally, like, I mean, that's like David walking up to Goliath, except for he has no slingshot. He's like got nothing, you know. He literally just walks up and kicks Goliath in the shin. He's like, "Fuck you, Goliath," and Goliath's like, "Pfft." Like, why would you ever do that? You would get crushed. Like I would get so crushed. There's no reason for us to ever do that. We would never,
Honestly,
ever.
it's just like that's just bad luck. Like it was a good, things were going well.
It's
and then
it's
like,
one of those where you learn from it, right? So okay, lesson learned. If we ever buy any other cars from high profile people, we won't treat it like we do our normal cars. We can't just sit there and rag on it, because that's the thing that to me was frustrating, is we do that every single car that we get.
yeah,
This is
you
not
weren't going to change.
unique.
Yeah, you're going to be still your authentic selves and do what you do.
Right.
And people
Right.
appreciate it when it's a car you're selling.
Exactly. And so that's, I guess, what the big thing is, right? If we're
Yeah.
buying another high profile car, we're probably buying it for the publicity. Therefore, we can't treat it like we do our normal cars. So that's the lesson there, is like we shouldn't have treated that like we do our dealership cars, because arguably it's not really a dealership car. I mean, it's owned by the dealership, but we're not using it to make money. You know, we're not buying it to flip it to make money. We're buying it just for the content. So it's it's very strange. Yeah, and I think Megan is hitting the nail on the head. There's probably some cultural differences, and I think some of it could be Kansas sensibilities versus metropolitan. You know, obviously most big city people are like a little bit more jaded sense of humor. You know, I mean, my God, if we were from New York, the sense of humor would be like give me a break. But I think even the world that we're in the supercar world. And I think the sense of humor in the supercar world is different than it is in most other car culture. Like the expectations in the supercar world are completely different than they are in most other car enthusiasts. Like the level of perfection expected is way up there. Like we can't sell crap. Like we freak out about tiny imperfections and we point those out because we literally have people back out of deals on stuff like that. I mean, literally someone could see a paint chip that we didn't disclose and be like, I'm not buying that car because of that paint chip. That's what we're dealing with. Like we're dealing with that level of pedantic expectations, right? And so I think when you're dealing with people who are buying hoopties, right? They don't care about that crap. And to them it's like irrelevant or just doesn't matter or whatever. And so for them to see our channel for the first time and we're just sitting there just finding every little detail and just digging in on it, it's a cultural clash right there. Boom, right? That I don't give a shit that it's missing 5 screws. I don't care that it's got a ripple in the panel. I don't care that the panel gaps are too big. Those things don't matter to them. But in our world, that's huge. That is unacceptable. Like this is now crap. Unacceptable crap. So that I think also is a problem. So hey, like we don't go out of our way to ever be mean to people. But at the same time, I'm very honest and we've always been that way. And I think one of the things I'm really proud of about us is that we've held to our guns about being truthful and honest and transparent. And we like one of the things that has come up because of the situation that's actually reinforced a position that I've already had is that I don't want sponsors because sponsors taint our ability to be honest and transparent. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
That's Adam.
So yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. That's just us being us, right?
Adam in a nutshell.
So I feel like if we had sponsors and our sponsor wanted us to say something or do something that we disagreed with or whatever, you have to do what they want, right? They're giving you money or they're paying for something. You're doing something in exchange, right? And so to me, that hinders us. We haven't had sponsors in forever. In fact, previous sponsors, so like Authentic Details has previously sponsored us. He did my 458 for free. In exchange, I did lots of videos for him. We now do not get hooked up from Brad at Authentic Details. We pay him. And it's not because I don't think his work is amazing. It's because we now have a business relationship where I'm buying a car to make money on the car. And if Brad ever, if the quality went down or whatever, I would tell him and I would make it known. I would have a problem with that. But he's not going to. I mean, he is the type of guy. He's not like he's way more attention to detail than I do. So, but if he was our sponsor, I could never have that ability, right? I'm now stuck with that. He could produce crap and I couldn't complain about it or whatever because, we can't. Same thing with Jay. Jay's done tons of work for us in the past and we pay him to do work on our cars now. And that allows me and Jay's a wonderful guy, but Jay did some leather for us and we didn't like him. We said, you got to redo this. And he's like, okay. But that's the thing. We could do that because it's not a sponsored relationship. If he did it for free for us, pushing back on it, like, can you redo this? Well, dude, I hooked you up with thousands of dollars of free work. Okay, you're right, but instead, no, I'm paying you, redo it, please. Okay, sure. So I just don't want sponsors ever anymore.
Yeah. Well, I actually there's been some comments on like people don't have a sense of humor anymore, things like that. I don't know who this is. Dan hasn't told me this. I actually don't know. I'm complete outside information. But I'm just guessing. No matter who it was that complained, it's also their livelihood. So it's not about sense of humor. It's about them seeing something that could affect their bottom end and not being happy with it.
So the thing is, like, you have, anytime someone's getting upset or whatever, you have to try and look at it from their perspective. And I did. And I said,
Absolutely.
you know what? Yeah,
and you took the right action.
Yeah. So
is
that's
actually-
why.
Sorry,
that?
I didn't mean to interrupt. This is actually a good business idea.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
get
Lois.
on that. Get on that. Actually, we haven't sent out an email blast in like
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, get that MailChimp going.
Dude,
man.
it's almost Black Friday. We need to do something.
But
Let's-
more to
let's
the
talk about
point,
that
though,
tomorrow.
we need to figure out something about like this. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, I
be
agree.
nice.
I can get that set up tomorrow.
Thank you, Dave. That's a.
I'm writing
So I
that
didn't-
down right now.
I love it.
There. Thank you. That's a good idea. Yes. So, anyway, I mean, at this point, it's you can't take back stuff. If people got offended by it, you can only apologize and do what you can do to try and alleviate what they are unhappy with. We did what we thought was right. We apologized. We pulled down the video. We, did what you could, but ultimately, if these, if the person who is currently upset with us doesn't, whatever, like it is what it is. Like I can't force people to see my perspective. I can't force someone to see it from my viewpoint. And ultimately, I think I mean, I would be shocked if there was any negative effect on them. If anything, I think it's going to be a positive effect, because anyone who already knows them or works with them or whatever isn't going to see our video and be like, well, screw that.
Well,
It's going to probably make them go, that's not how it is.
Right.
If they felt that way.
Yep.
Because again, we never, ever targeted anyone. It was never a point of any of what we were doing. So I think that's where I got like in my own head at first, when people started saying, oh, how can you guys bag on Hoovie and Car Wizard and Van Gogh or whatever? And I'm like, we didn't. But then seeing that multiple times, like I should have been able to figure out, all right, people are interpreting it that way, even though that wasn't our intention. So I should have gotten out of my own head to figure out, okay, if other people are figuring that out or making those assumptions, then I didn't communicate the video correctly, right? Like something got lost in interpretation.
Yep. Live and learn.
Yeah, that's all I can do. I mean, look, I've made other mistakes on YouTube videos, and it's funny. Like I definitely keep some of these things in mind. The way I filmed the asshole cop video was a huge lesson. I should have not produced the video the way I did. I could have made it. I could have made myself look a lot better in that video.
No, you could have.
Yeah,
No, that was a physical. It was a physical.
I know. Oh. I mean, you're right. Yeah. No.
Man. Come on, man.
Funny enough,
Quiet,
like,
waiting for
so
the-
if you ever want to see like the difference in editing styles of how to make a video in a weird situation make you look better, watch the asshole cop video, then watch the live PD video. and the way I edited the live PD video, no one bagged on me. I mean, it was almost 100% in my favor, versus the Asshole Cop video was like 50-50.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So that's just how it is, right? It's
Yep.
yes, it's like reading a text message and you interpret it one way and someone else interprets the same message differently, without the context, without the everything behind it. It's difficult. So yeah, so I don't want to obviously we're not going to go into the specifics or whatever, but that's just I've actually thought about I'm probably gonna take Josh's video and make it available to members only, because they already know Josh, they love Josh, and I still stand by that video as I think it's hilarious. If you understand the context of everything, you think it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. But if you don't, I get it. You just see this Ferrari guy just bagging on some other people. That's how you interpret it, and I can see that. But
then he drove it and loved it.
yeah, well, but the problem is, you watch that first video, you see him bag on it, and you don't watch the second one.
I saw that. I'm glad you pulled that up, Adam.
God damn it. And a spot on. YouTube does not have a
no,
sense
it
of
doesn't.
humor.
You have to work their fucking algorithm, and then you can't win either way.
Well, and that's the worst part about it, right? So, the first video where we put out the clickbait title, everyone's all pissed off that it's got a clickbait title.
Yep.
And it's like, I mean, the part that made me the most mad was people like, I've been watching your channel for years and I'm disappointed in you. I'm like, if you've been watching my channel for years, you should be cheering on the fact that we just clickbaited the shit out of something.
Yeah.
Because that's going to help the channel more.
Because we're the only channel to ever clickbait anything.
Right. Give me a break.
You bastards.
Come on.
Cut new ground here.
Yeah. I mean, holy crap. Go look at the view counts. That video has over 150,000 views.
Yep.
Clickbait works. And the best part, no one wants to admit this, the negative repercussions of clickbait is zero.
Yeah.
It's literally actually a positive. There are no negative repercussions to clickbait. So why on earth would you not?
Yep.
It's just whatever. Yeah, not only did we pick up a ton of views off all that, we picked up almost 2,000 subscribers because of that.
Nice.
Which, I mean, we haven't had a 2,000 subscriber month in almost a year. Our channel's been in a slump, and I'm not denying that. It's a niche channel. What? You clicked the wrong one?
No, I was just going to reply to it and say that we've actually been, because Carrie took us.
What? Carrie took us what?
To that Porsche thing when we went up to his house. I was engaging with the audience without interrupting you.
I'm trying to change the subject.
No, I was trying to not change the subject, but I was also trying to engage.
Yeah.
So, although this, though.
It does, ladies.
Is Mousetrap still here? Mousetrap, are you still here?
I thought
'Cause
maybe he left.
We thought that you might have been somebody else who had a pretty epic name.
Oh yeah.
We thought you might have been bamboozling us.
So someone asked right before you started the last segment.
Yeah, the tirade.
What was wrong with the 570?
What?
The 570.
Oh, the vibration.
Yeah.
Oh,
the tire's out of balance.
Yeah. I figured
We
it was just
hope.
that, but
Well, we assume. I mean, that's
We assume.
the
Okay, so you haven't
most
fixed it yet.
obvious thing it could be.
Okay.
Clearly, whatever scummy dealership owned the car, and I'm going to say that with confidence because the car was manufactured in 2019, and the tires are 2019s, except the one is a
It's
2016.
older.
What?
2016.
That's sketchy.
So I almost guarantee what happened is they're about to sell the car. It gets a nail or something in the tire or a sidewall or whatever. And they're like, just grab another shit tire off the shelf that matches. So they have a 2016 laying around. They throw it on and they don't even balance it just so they could sell the car. Because and they knew that they could do that because it was going up for auction.
Mm.
So you had no way to test drive the car.
That sucks.
A swimsuit picture of you to clickbait. We can talk. Yeah. Oh yeah, and as Josh said, the tire is on order.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Tires.
Yeah.
2 tires. We're not.
Tires.
We're not that scummy. We're the rears are fine. We're replacing both fronts, just so we're all right. Just so everybody.
But how'd you
knows.
find 2 fronts from 2013? It's amazing.
No, they only
I-
replace.
That joke clearly didn't work. So
Yeah,
it's okay. Yeah, right over here.
Well done. That was a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah. So, yeah, other than that, so that obviously was here's the thing that sucked about that the most is here we have this big victory and right at the end it's just a hard kick in the nuts. And so you're riding this victory. We're all excited. Holy crap! Look at all these. As I said to the guy, because like ever since Adam and Josh have been on board, they have yet to experience a viral video. We haven't had one in that long. And I'm like, the day we get one, you guys are gonna just be ecstatic. It's so exciting. Like when you see just crazy numbers and all the shit that happens with it, it's so cool. And so that one it wasn't truly viral, but it was good. That was a solid home run for us. Like that was a good one. And I'm like, look at them. And like they're all like, holy crap, look at these numbers. I'm like, yeah. And all of a sudden, a couple days go by and it's like, bam. And I'm like, crap.
Yeah.
That like, that did not. I'm like, I did not see that one coming. Shit. Like that was so deflates you pretty quick.
Yep.
Well,
Fun times
What can you do?
on YouTube land.
right? The joys of YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah. So, good news is that generally speaking, things are good. So I don't feel like there's going to be any harm to come out of this situation. In fact, it's all going to be forgotten in like a week or less. So it's irrelevant. Like, that's the funniest thing about all of that is it really truly won't matter. No one's going to remember this. Like it was an insignificant moment in the history of YouTube.
So
Yeah. So, trying to look at the comments now.
Yeah.
The crash video? What crash video? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're talking about that one. The fire video. Oh yeah. Surprising enough, didn't do that well. Like,
It didn't burn to the ground. So
yeah, exactly. And I didn't get it. I wasn't able to get a good thumbnail because it only had the little bit of fire behind my head. It didn't have like fire and smoke building out of it. Like.
Yeah.
But
that car is back in Austin, right? That's the one that.
Yeah, it's been sold to a guy we know, and
Sweet.
it's driving fine. Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap it up shortly. So if you got any last questions or whatever, feel free to send them in.
Reading comments here.
Yeah, we actually have. I need to get.
Alex's comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other cars? We got Mustang GT 350 right now. I did not cry. Thank you. Yes, I shed a tear internally. No, the funny. Oops, clicked the wrong one. Funny thing is, like, as soon as I made that follow up video talking about the history of the car and apologizing, I slept pretty fine after that. Like, it's like the worry of like, oh crap, how do I resolve this in a way that it's gonna be good, or whatever. So yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Interview with Guru.
430 Scud. 100% taking the 430 Scud.
Oh, Adam's all right. You complimented a Ferrari earlier, and now you're picking models.
He's got a mental block on the 458. He does.
He does. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to you in a 458. Maybe a 458 hit your mother. I don't know, like, something happened and you're scarred for the 458. Oh lordy. All right. I'll be back to being angry next week. We're not going there.
More wine.
We did.
Yeah.
Why not
You
give away
missed
the Malibu to someone in need and get a video of them receiving it? We did. We sold it for $1, literally this week.
Yeah. We talked about it at the beginning. There'll be a video soon.
Yeah. We literally did that. That was the point of the title of this video, to bring that. So, removing wrap. So that's actually a funny thing about the 458 being PPF'd is that, and this is actually something you should be aware of, Alex. I don't think you should remove that PPF ever. I would not. Considering the car was spray bombed in someone's garage for the front bumper, and Lord knows how much other paintwork happened to it. You pull off that PPF and you're going to need to get new paint. Almost guaranteed. So, yeah, I would not touch it. So, anyway, thank you, Mousetrap. Again, you are awesome, and
Glad you're okay.
we're glad you're okay. We're glad that you're back. So it's good to see you back. Everyone else who are all the regulars, thank you for being here.
Yep.
We do appreciate it. So that's going to do it. We'll see you guys next week, next Thursday. And I'm sure it'll be less solemn or somber. Somber, that's the right word. Solemn. Somber. That's the word. Anyway, see you guys.
Have a good night.
Adios.